Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back, Educational Monday. This will be a quick one because I've already talked about this before a little bit, but it came up again in a clinic Coach Barr gave us the other day, just right a couple days ago. And here was the topic: is there's a handful of trainers and coaches, some of them even scientists, who are just looking at the physics of sprinting, and they're specifically looking at, in terms of acceleration, they're specifically looking at like ground reaction forces. They're looking at power output. So how much force can you produce into the ground? And they're looking at these first few steps, and then all the cues are driven off of that. It's punch harder, right? Project further out, right? Push yourself out, drive out, and that's it. And that's where the cues end, really, to be honest with you. However, if you take an approach that's more based on technique and rhythm and timing, you have more in your library. There's more tools in your toolbox that you can use to address rhythm and timing and sequencing and technique. And it's not just punch, but it's like how long or which limbs are you going to use? How are you going to exchange your limbs? Um, Again, you have more options. You're not putting a square peg in a round hole, right? The square peg in this case, I've seen a lot of trainers is just punch harder, push out further, punch harder, oh, drive this knee harder through. Okay. And then the rhythm and the sequence is actually off because you're actually trying to punch the ground harder to project yourself further. So you're actually making things worse and you think you're making things better. But however, the numbers say it's better because you got greater ground reaction force. Right? Or you're exposing your athlete to injury because you're always punching and lengthening and reaching it. Okay. But let me give you one example real quick. Change gears. Let's say you have a basketball player. Their mid-range shot, like the percentage is down or the three-point percentage is down. Are you going to go to that athlete and measure, hey, what are the ground reaction forces for that athlete? It's low because it must be because they're not getting enough lift on their jump shot. Are you going to go measure their upper body strength and say, oh, they don't have enough upper body strength to get this range of motion? And then you're only going to train based on producing more force in the ground, oh, get more jump shot, oh, more lift out of your arm. No, that'd be stupid. Nobody's doing that in the world, literally. What are you doing for jump shots? You're working on rhythm, timing, sequencing, technique, right? You're doing different technique drills to enhance your jump shot. Same thing with sprinting. I think if you take the approach more on technique, again, rhythm, sequencing, timing issues, you're going to get more bang for your buck with your athletes. And that's the key. How fast can you get results? Do they stick? Are they long term? And are they also long term in terms of not exposing your athletes to injury one day down the road? Because in my opinion, always reaching out and extending out and overstriding out because you're pushing more force into the ground, maybe you're getting results now, but you also might be exposing the athletes in the long term. Okay, again, just something to think about. I was having this conversation with another trainer and this idea came up, so I figured I'd share it with all of you. Something to sit on, chew on this a little bit. Is it just more ways to punch hard on the ground, or is it a bunch of different timing and sequencing type of drills that you could use to enhance speed, acceleration? Something to think about.